Hey guys, welcome to the cottage. Are you thinking about raising poultry for your own food's sake, eggs or otherwise? There's some things you really should know before you do that. Yesterday was one of those days around the farm where it's rewarding, lots of work, challenging, sad, all that kind of stuff. And I think we wanted to have a conversation with you about some things that you should know before you start keeping poultry or other livestock for raising your own food. I see a lot of conversations in various social media groups about homesteading and self-sufficiency and food prep, which we're all big fans of. But I think that there's a conversation that people need to have before they actually go pick up those little fuzzy balls of chicks at the store.
Yeah, or that sweet calf or whatever it is. I mean, Tony and I were both raised on farms, so where our food comes from has always been something that we've always known directly where it came from. So if you're going out, you're buying chicken breasts or hamburger, knowing that that was somebody's cuddly animal at one time, that's just something we've always known. But that doesn't make it easy still when you own chickens or ducks or any sort of livestock, because I'm the one that pushed the emotion, I guess, into having all those animals. I'm like, those are my people. I need to go outside and see my people, which are my chickens and my ducks and our goats when we had them. And so when the day comes when our animals, chickens and ducks, need to move on, you guys need to have an exit strategy, I guess.
And I think that it's a really important conversation that you need to have with yourself. If you're thinking, hey, I want some backyard chickens. I want to get some chicks and raise them and have eggs. Mm-hmm. That's great. That's wonderful.
Which is really great that you can do in cities and stuff.
Absolutely.
Right? That's fantastic. I'm so excited that you can bring that the learning and the nurturing and all that stuff into your kids' lives while you live in a city. And
absolutely. Here's the thing that people forget about. If you're new to this, when you buy chicks, even if you buy sexed chicks, for the most part, there's an excellent chance you're going to get roosters. And most cities have bylaws against that. It does happen, even out in the country, where people get upset about noise. You need to understand that. If you're getting chicks, there's an excellent chance that you're going to have unwanted roosters. What are you going to do with them? You need to understand that. Roosters are extremely difficult to get rid of. People don't want them because if they have chickens, guess what? They have exactly the same challenge that you do.
Yeah.
They have more roosters than they want, right? So you have to have a conversation with yourself. Getting someone to process is, let's just be candid, process is a nice way to say butcher, okay? Getting someone to process your poultry is exceedingly difficult. Any of the butcher industry, most of them don't want to mess with chickens. There's not a lot of profit margin in it. And the ones that do have very long wait times and can be very difficult for you to get someone to come and process your chickens or butcher your chickens, cut them up for you yourself. And if that's something that you have never done and don't want to do, which we respect completely, we have several chickens that have come into our farm, and currently we have a chicken right now, Ninja. She is going to live out her natural life here, whatever that is, whether she's laying or not.
She is our chicken.
Yep. She has weathered mink attacks, predator attacks.
Yep.
She's raised several clutches of babies for us.
Ducks and chicks.
So she's earned a spot here until she decides to pass on. If you're going to keep chickens until they die naturally, wonderful. Just know that you're going to be paying for feed and housing and infrastructure, and you're not going to be getting any food out of those birds for some time. And that's okay. If that's important to you,
I guess
wonderful.
Most of your chickens are your pets.
Absolutely.
Too, right?
Yeah. And if you know that going in, that you are definitely not going to process or butcher any of your birds for meat, great. More power to you, and that's 100% awesome. No problem. If that's not something that you're comfortable doing, or you live in a place that cannot have roosters, it's just something you need to think about. and you need to figure out what you're going to do about that.
You need an exit strategy.
Yeah.
That's exactly what it is.
Absolutely. So it's just a kind of conversation that we wanted to have, and yes, we're very happy with the fact that we're sitting here. We got about 15 pounds of meat for our freezer that came out of our birds. And for us, what happened was we had some duck eggs that our ninja chicken went broody. We put the eggs underneath her.
For us.
She hatched them for us, and all of them except for one were boys. And that happens. So we had more ducks than we needed. Drakes, if you keep too many drakes for your hens, the drakes can actually kill hens from unwanted attention, and they can actually really injure chickens.
They're just too eager. Yeah,
they're too eager. So we had them, plus we had some ducks that had just stopped laying. They had just gotten to the point in their age where they weren't laying anymore, and our birds are livestock, and so they produce food for us that we eat ourselves or we sell. So that's important to us. So we made that decision, and every time we go to do that, it's always a sad day here. Somebody's always upset about it, and
it's a hard decision to make. First of all, it's not like it's easy. Oh, hey, we're gonna go and process birds today. It's a hard decision, I think, for both of us, because I know it's hard on you. It is hard on you. But me, I put the emotional aspect to it, right? Because I've held these babies. I love them. I love our animals, right? But again, I know where my food comes from. And I'd rather know where my poultry is coming from rather than from a store. And I don't know how they were taken care of before they were processed. We know that our animals are very loved, very protected. They eat very well. And so we know they've honestly had great lives. It was just time to move on.
Yep. So I think it's just important that you think about that, and also the fact that you're likely going to have birds that get sick, get injured, and predators are a massive challenge.
Predators are the hardest things to deal with,
Yeah.
is having a wounded bird from a predator. When you've tried everything to protect it from that happening, and then it happens.
Yeah.
That's the hardest thing, yeah.
And you have to make hard decisions. Do you let that animal suffer, or do you let it pass peacefully and take it and euthanize it? And so those are questions you need to ask yourself before you get into caring for livestock. Because once you have them in your possession, in your property, you're responsible for them. You're responsible for their well-being, and make sure they're well cared for and well taken care of, and have a great life up until whatever the end of that life looks like. We've got a bunch of duck breasts here, and even to the point, but this bag is all the giblets and all the stuff like liver and hearts and stuff we're gonna make pate out of for the first time, so we're pretty excited about that.
Very excited about that.
So, it's something that we get a lot of satisfaction from, but it comes with challenges. And so we just wanted to share that with you guys today. And we hope that if you decide to become more self-sufficient in your food chain, in your food supply, in your self-sufficiency, that you think about it and practice. Find some local farmers that will help you. And I don't know very many that wouldn't invite you to their farm to help learn about how to do this.
Know that there's a beginning and there is an end.
Yeah.
Always a beginning
For
and an
everything.
end.
Listen, thanks for watching. If you got some value out of this, please like and subscribe. We really appreciate it. And make sure you join us on our journey. You're going to see us doing all sorts of fun stuff here on the farm, and you'll be able to check out all the different things that we do. And we'll do videos on some of the things that we're doing, some prosciutto, some pate, and you get to see some of the next step for this wonderful, respectful product that we've got here. Thanks for watching.
Toodles.